Okay, so in short, we have our speaking test, speaking part in IELTS. As you know, speaking part will be conducted on a separate date. So এটা ডেটটা কিন্তু ডিফারেন্ট হচ্ছে। I mean অন্য একটা ডেটে আমরা স্পিকিংটা দেখছি। ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম আফিয়া, welcome my dear. Okay, so here this is conducted on a separate date. This is one-to-one interaction session. As you know, যেটা বলছিলাম যে এখানে it's an interaction, it's not an examination actually. Interaction in a sense that you are not going to give any correct answer or so. Rather, you are talking to a person. Socially, একজনের সাথে কথা বললে আপনি কিভাবে কথা বলবেন? How should you interact with a person? And the context is also very social. So there will be no specific idea or specific area of concentration. এখানে কোনো আপনার মেজর কি ছিল সেটার উপর নিয়ে কথা বলা হবে না। You will be just asked some everyday affairs, something related to your everyday life, something related to your likes and dislikes and so on. And as you know, this is divided into 3 parts. You have introductory session that will take 4 to 5 minutes. You have individual long turn or the cue card session. In the cue card session, you will have 1 minute for preparation and 2 minutes at least you have to speak on the topic that you will be given. একটা টপিক দেওয়া হবে, সেটার উপর আপনাকে 2 মিনিট বলতে হবে, বাট বলার আগে 1 মিনিট সময় আপনাকে অতিরিক্ত দেওয়া হবে to prepare for the speaking. And finally, you have two-way discussion. This is a discussion session, and you will be giving your opinion. You will explain your ideas. You will back your points. In that way, you will have a two-way interaction. এখানে আসলে discussion পর্যায়ে যাচ্ছে, একটু in-depth discussion. It's not just an interaction process here. So this is in total the speaking test. And again, the speaking test have a very short duration, and you have to, there is another, okay, and you have to speak, you have to prove your proficiency, competency as much as you can. So যতটুকু পারা যায় আপনি চেষ্টা করবেন আপনার proficiency levelটা দেখানোর জন্য in this meantime, in this time span. Okay, so now important things are assessment criteria. So actually, as I said, there is no fixed answer. So how you will be assessed? So apni ashole je band score, you know, it's the band score, total band score is going to be 9, and you will be given a band out of 9, and you will be given mostly the whole band score. Okay, so কিসের উপর ভিত্তি করে আপনাকে আসলে একটা ব্যান্ড স্কোর দেয়া হবে, that is important to know, and there is no correct answer. So all you need is the ability of language, use of language, your ability to use the language. That is going to be the assessment criterion. Now there are 4 criteria here. আমরা যদি bigger perspective এ দেখি, in bigger or broader perspective, we have 4 criteria. These are fluency, okay, fluency and pronunciation. Then we have fluency and coherence first. Fluency and coherence. By fluent, আমরা আসলে কি বুঝি? Fluent বলতে কি বোঝা যায়? কে বলবে? Can you say something about fluency?
Whenever someone's speaking, the flow of that conversation that we have to keep in mind, we cannot pause or we cannot like certainly say as much like stop within a moment. We have to like be on proportion with the other person whom we are having the conversation with, I guess. I'm not sure, sir.
Yes, you're right. You are quite right. So that is the thing here. It's not how fast you speak or how slow you speak. You shouldn't speak very slow. Of course, you have to speak in a flow. আপনি যেটা আফিয়া যেটা বলেছেন, ওয়াসিমা যেটা বলেছেন যে flowটা, that is important. Are you maintaining any flow or are you getting intermittent? Is the flow intermittent? এটা কি interrupted হচ্ছে বারবার, আপনি থেমে যাচ্ছেন? Are you searching for words? Are you taking long pauses? So that is the fluency. And another thing in here that if you're fluent, then the ideas that are coming to your mind, you can express it outright. আপনাকে চিন্তা করতে হচ্ছে না, and you can express the idea fully, completely, in a proper way. So that is fluency. Now, pronunciation. খেয়াল রাখতে হবে, fluency and pronunciation are not same here. They're quite different. And pronunciation is equally important as fluency. So fluency 25%, up to 25% marks of the total band score depends on your fluency. Another 25% depends on pronunciation. So দুটা মিলেই শুধুমাত্র 50%, half the band score depends on fluency and pronunciation. So pronunciation is very important here. So just fluency maintain korle hobe na. If your fluency cannot express your pronunciation properly, then it's a problem. So a pronunciation, of course, it has to be clear, it has to be legible, it has to be very much audible, of course. যে আপনি কিভাবে pronounce করছেন, does it have to be like British, does it have to be like American? No, it just has to be legible. I mean international. You don't use any accent. কোনো accent use করতে হচ্ছে না আপনাকে. Many people have a wrong idea about pronunciation. They confuse it with accent. Accents are different. যেমন আমরা বাংলায় কথা বলি, আমি যদি এখন চিটাগাংয়ের ভাষায় কথা বলি, that is an accent. Okay, if I talk like the Sylheti people, then that is an accent. But if I'm talking in English, and that is যেটা আমরা বাংলায় বলি প্রমিত বাংলা, standard English, I have to speak in standard English, and the pronunciation is that individual words should be pronounced correctly, and the connected speech গুলো যেন very much clear হয়. That's important. So individual pronunciation and connected speech, both should be noted and practiced highly. Next is lexical resources. Lexical resources means that your vocabulary, the range of your vocabulary, how varied is that? আপনার vocabulary use কেমন varied, নাকি আপনি যে কনভারসেশনে কিছু কমন কিছু ওই ওয়ার্ড গুলো নিয়ে বারবার সাজাচ্ছেন, নাকি আপনি ডিফারেন্ট সিচুয়েশন, কনটেক্সট, রেজিস্টার অনুযায়ী আপনি appropriate word to use করতে পারছেন? That is important here. So lexical resource means you can use the word that is appropriate to express your idea. So আপনি যে আইডিয়াটা আপনি এক্সপ্রেস করতে যাচ্ছেন, সেটা এক্সপ্রেস করার জন্য exact word, the proper word or appropriate word should be used. And if you can use that, you will have 25% for lexical resources. But if it sounds to the examiner that you are lacking some words or you don't know the exact word, then it may suffer, the band score may suffer, but it will not suffer that much, of course. If you are aspiring after native level, then it's different, because আমাদের যদিও word sense ভালো, but idiomatic sense is not very strong, because we are speaking, we are the second language user of English. English is not our first language, as you know. So that was about lexical resources. And finally, যেটা নিয়ে সবাই বেশি worried and যেটাকে মনে করে যে এটা একাই বোঝে সবকিছু, but actually it's not. It's also carries only 25% of the whole band score. This is grammatical range and accuracy. So by grammatical range, that means how varied are your sentences. Apnar sentences gulo kemon varied? I mean, are you following only the simple sentences or the compound sentences, or very nominated, very limited examples of complex sentences? So this is important here. So what you have to do, you have to show up that I know different structures, different patterns, and different ways of expressing my ideas in different patterns of sentences. So that is the grammatical range and accuracy. And accuracy, by accuracy, it means that you can accurately write it, or you can accurately speak it, use it. আপনি এটা accurately বলতে পারছেন কিনা, that is also important. Are you making mistake there? If you're making mistake, then it would be suggested that you don't go for that. If you're not sure of the structure, then just opt out, don't go for that. So this is grammatical range. So remember that your whole band score is dependent on 4 aspects. It's not just grammar. Grammar is one of them that counts for 25%. The other are fluency, pronunciation, and lexical resources. These are the total for assessment criteria. Okay. So any question regarding these assessment criteria, anyone? সবাই কি বুঝতে পেরেছেন?
Afia Wasema here, sir. Good evening.
Yeah.
I have a question
Please,
regarding the accentual thing. I mean, if we are not native speakers, so there is a like probability that we might get stuck somewhere. And I have seen that the way we pronounce few